Hello students, welcome back to Trendy Achievers channel. Today important concept for you is the zoology second year short answer questions chapter wise guessing list. Okay students, without late let us enter into the concept chapter 1a, that is digestion and absorption. First, draw a neat labeled diagram of LSF tooth. Second, describe the process of digestion of proteins in the stomach. Or the question may be asking in other way also. That is, if you take protein in your food, how does it get digested in the body? Third question is, what are the functions of liver? So from first chapter 1a, these are the important questions. Second chapter, that is 1b, breathing and exchange of gases. That is, the important questions from this chapter are: explain the process of inspiration and expiration under normal conditions. For these, mechanism should write inspiration and expiration and respected drawing. Next, what are the major transport mechanisms for carbon dioxide? Explain. The transportation mechanism should write. How is respiratory movements regulated in man? So for this, what are the movements regulated by different parts, different locations in the man should write. Next one, describe disorders of respiratory system, or the same question may be asking in a different ways, like describe any four occupational respiratory disorders. Here occupational disorders should write like siderosis, asbestosis, etc. Give or give an account of disorders of human respiratory system. For all answers, for all questions, answer is same. Okay students, next chapter 3b, that means in 2a and 2b no short answer questions. 3b, neural control and coordination. The important questions from this chapter are: draw a neat labeled diagram of the TS of spinal cord of man. Next, give an account of the retina of the human eye. Next, give an account of synaptic transmission. Okay, students. So these are the important short answer questions. From these, whatever I am discussing with you, only one short answer will come in exam. Okay, students. Next, chapter 4a, that is endocrine system and chemical coordination. The important questions are: give an account of the secretions of pituitary gland. So what are the hormones are secreting from the pituitary gland? About that we should explain. That means anterior and posterior pituitary should explain. Next, explain how hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism can affect the body. That means hyposecretions, less secretions of thyroid, what happens, and more secretions of thyroid hormone, what happens, the effects should explain. Write a note on Addison's and Cushing's syndrome. So glucocorticoids, about their secretions, more or less should explain in this answer. Next chapter is 4b, that is immune system. From this also one short answer will be coming. Okay, the important questions from this chapter are: write short notes on B cells. Next, write short note on immunoglobulins, that means the antibody structure should write and explain, and describe various types of barriers of innate immunity. Next, explain the mechanism of humoral immunity, that means B cell immunity. Next, explain the mechanism by which HIV multiplies and leads to HIV. The mechanism should write. Next, write a short notes on T cells. That means cell mediated immunity should write. Next, and types of cells, types of T cells should explain. Next, chapter 6 is the genetics. From here also one short answer will be coming. Next, what are the important short answers from chapter genetics? First one, how is sex determined in human beings? For that, chromosomes of male and female and how it is determined should explain with a drawing. Next, describe erythroblastosis fetalis. Next, describe the genetic balance, a theory of sex determination. This explained by Bridges in Drosophila melanogaster. So here we should explain the sex index ratio. The next, explain the inheritance of sex influenced characters in human beings. Next, write the salient features of Human Genome Project. Next, mention any two autosomal genetic disorders with symptoms. These are from genetics. Next chapter is organic evolution. That is, here the first one, distinguish between homologous and analogous organs. Next, write a short note on theory of mutations. Next, explain Darwin's theory of natural selection with the industrial melanism as an experimental proof. Next, discuss the role of different patterns of selection of evolution. Next, write a short note on neo-Darwinism. These are from 7th chapter. Next, last chapter is 8, that is applied biology. From this chapter also, one short answer will be coming. The list are, list out various steps involved in MOET. Next, explain in brief about queen bee. Next, define vaccine and discuss about types of vaccines. Next, write and brief the types of gene therapy. Next, list out any 4 salient features of cancer cells. Next, explain different types of cancers. Next, write about the procedure involved in MRI. Next, write briefly about different waves and intervals in an ECG. Next, discuss briefly the process of indirect ELISA. Next, write short notes on EEG. Next, discuss briefly about avian flu. Last one is the honeybees are economically important, justify. Okay students, so these are the important questions list. First prepare these and next go with the other extra questions. Okay students, I hope this important questions list helps you a lot to score out of marks in zoology short answer questions of second year. Okay students, I hope this video useful for you. If you like, you share to your friends, subscribe and don't forget to like. Thank you students, all the best.